Hey there, welcome to Crafting Unedited. My name's Sierra and today I'm going to show you how to engrave a dog tag. Pretty fun. I have been doing a couple of engraving projects just to practice. And today this is what we are going to be engraving. It is one of these cute little dog tag looking things. They are anodized aluminum. So that's the material we'll be using. I got them off of Amazon. It came with a big variety of different shapes and sizes, so I really enjoyed that. I will post, I'll put the link in the description so that you can get them if you want them, okay? Cool beans. I can't believe I just said that. That's like forever old. Anyways, so why don't we get started? First, you're going to need the material you'll be engraving. You're going to need your engraving blade or tip, whatever you want to call it. And I thought that I had it out, but I did not. Right here. So this is what the engraving tip looks like. You can see it kind of has just a point right there. It's not a blade. Focus, there we go. It's not a blade, it's just a tip. And I have the quick swap housing, so it makes it easy to change it out with other blades if need be. So pretty sweet. All right, so you'll need this, the material you're engraving. You'll also need a strong grip mat, which is the purple mat, and some painter's tape or masking tape. Either will work well. I prefer painter's tape just because it comes off the mat really easily. You'll see why you need that in just a moment. You'll also need your design space, which I have right here, and an image that you want to design. So that's all the materials you need. Let's dive in and see what you got to do in design space, okay? So I've already picked an image, and I have, oh my goodness, just had them. I'm losing my mind. That's okay. Losing my mind one craft at a time. That's going on a shirt. So I took the picture of this from Amazon, and I just kind of like cut around it so that I had something to place my image on so that I could visualize what it will look like when it's time to make it. And let me tell you, that made a big difference for me. I really like that I did that because it shows me exactly what it's going to look like once it's on there. Not exactly, but mostly looks like once it's on there. So we're going to show you that, and I'll walk you through how to use Design Space for engraving, and then I'll be right back. All right? See you in a minute. All right. So as you can see, I've got my image here of, it's not a really great image, but it'll work for what I need it for. The dog tag that I'm using, and I have this quote right here. This is for a Mother's Day present for my mother-in-law. So yeah, that's what this will be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to align it center and center, but not really, because that kind of threw it off because of this guy here. So we're gonna just bring it back to what I feel is centered, and that looks about right. Load it down a little more. There we go. All right, so we've got this, and the reason why it looks so tiny, because it is. So you want to make sure that you measure the dimensions of your engraving material. This is huge because otherwise you're not going to be able to fit it on there. So you want to make sure that it's going to fit, and it's going to be teeny tiny. This is 1 inch wide by 1.5 long. And I think that this is a bit bigger than what it would be in reality. But yeah, so it's 1.5 long by 1 wide. So I made my image 1.4 by 0.8 because it has these lips. So I want to make sure that it'll fit there. Also, you have to leave room for taping. You have to tape this down to the mat so that it doesn't shift around when it's being engraved. So you want to make sure that you have room for that tape, otherwise you're going to be cutting over the tape. Sometimes it will work over the tape, sometimes it will not. If it does not, then you can always pass it back through the mat or through the machine again. Just make sure you do not unload your mat at that point. Do not unload the mat if you're going to run it through again. Period. All right, so what we have here is Proud Grandma. And when I originally did this, it was a draw and cut. So you just go over here to your line type up here in the left-hand corner, and you're going to go down to Engrave. So this is where you have all your options on how you want to do it. You can deboss it, you can wave, you can perforate it, you can score it, draw it, cut it, or engrave it. We're choosing Engrave. So now that we're ready to go, I can hide this so that I don't have to see it. And we're going to go over to Make It. And what you want to do is, well, what I do, because it's easier this way, is to put it on the 6 and 6, right smack dab in the middle of the mat. And you can zoom in right here to make sure that it is centered 100%. So looks like it's a little off. We've got $13 characters, so we want it to be like right in between 6 and 7. Actually, we want it to be right in the middle of that 7th character one. I can't count today. So yeah, it would be right in the middle of that R. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I lied. It'll be right in the middle of the G. All right, so there we have it. I chose an image that kind of gave me a middle. Right there and right there. Simple. All right, and then right in the middle of the G. Sometimes it's going to be off. There's nothing you can do about it. So I do this in the middle of the mat to make it simple. You have 6 and 6. That way you can put it right on the mat. You don't have to worry about it being wonky or off. Now, if you're doing multiples, it's totally fine to have it anywhere else on the mat. So this is just what I do. If I'm doing one, it's easier, it's less stressful, and it kind of puts some anxiety at ease that it's going to be exactly centered. All right, so what we're going to do from here is make sure we've got it all centered up, and we're going to hit continue. And then to find what type of material you are looking for, you're going to go over here to Browse All Materials, and you're going to type in anodized. I don't know how to spell it, and it's right there. If you can't spell it like I just did, you'll just go down here to Foil and Metal, and you've got all your types of metal here. So it's anodized aluminum, and you're going to hit Done. And then you'll see here that it has the engraved tip. All right, so we're going to jump back over to the machine, and I'll see you in a few minutes. And we're back. All right, so we've got, what I did was I already had this all taped up so that I didn't have to do it on camera. Not because I didn't want to show you how to do it, but because it's time consuming. So what you want to do is make sure that you have it taped on all 4 sides, at least a little bit touching each side. This will stop it from shifting and shifting. All right, so I've got mine all taped up, and I've got my machine ready to go. I've got my engraving tip on, and we're gonna hit go. So you're gonna load it up. And you wanna make sure that your, I call them rollers, the little star thingies, the star rollers are over to the side so that they're not gonna hit the metal. I loaded that one. Try again. There we go. Alright, so it's going to do its thing, and you'll be able to hear it, maybe even see it. Do its little wonky thing there, and it shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes, if that. It is very noisy though. Hope I don't wake the kids. It's recognizing the engraving tip. That's what that sound is. And it's, so the engraving tip kind of has, it has this, and it's like a gear. And that's what that noise was. It was calibrating the gears to match and line up so that it can turn easily without any issues, which is pretty neat. This is the knife blade. So as I can see, I don't think that you can see it, but it's not moving the dog tag, so it's not like sliding it back and forth while it pushes down. So it's got a lot of pressure on that to push into the metal to engrave your design. So it's pretty fun to watch. I think it's kind of satisfying, as my son would say. And I did go over on the tape a little bit, but it kind of slid it out of the way. It's kind of hard to get those edges because you want it to be big enough so that you can see what it's saying, but at the same time you don't want it to be overlapping with too much of the tape. So it's a kind of a lose-lose situation, isn't it? But if you don't put the tape there, then it's going to move everywhere. And then you'll really have it all kinds of weird and wonky all over the material. 64%, guys. See, told you it doesn't take very long, which is really cool because if you go to like the fair and stuff and you want to have something engraved through them, it takes forever. It takes hours, I think. But this is super fast. I honestly thought that it would be a very time-consuming process, kind of like cutting the chipboard where it has to go over and over and over and over. Not at all. Not with this. And that was with the knife blade, so I don't know about that. It did turn out pretty cool. What I'm talking about, chipboard. That's in one of my other videos, and if you have subscribed to my channel, you know what video that is because you've probably watched it. If you do not know what video that is, then please subscribe so that you can see what video and all of my other awesome videos when you subscribe. I forgot what I was going to say there. I'm pretty forgetful like that. Alright, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the material first, see if I am happy with how it looks, and if I am, I'll unload the mat. If I am not, I will reload the mat, or I will hit the Cricut button to just let it go through again. That way it does not misalign anything. I'm just going to remove some of these tape bits, make sure that where that was. So I'm not thoroughly, I think that it's good, but where that tape kind of overlapped is very light, so I want to go over it again. So in order to do a second pass, what I'm going to do is move the tapey bits that are in the way, out of the way, and run it through again. To run it through again, you hit the Cricut button, the C. Don't touch anything else. And it will just automatically do its thing. Alright, so let's let that go through again. It's recognizing the engraving tool again, and you get to listen to me talk some more, which is always fun. So like I was saying, if you subscribe to my channel, there's lots of tools and tips and tutorials, lots of interesting things that you can learn about the Cricut Maker, the Cricut Joy, and the Cricut Explore Air 2. I did have one of those, I do not anymore. I have the Maker and the Joy, and they are very much adequate enough for everything that I do. So I didn't need it anymore, so I gave it to somebody who needed something to do. Why not, right? But I look forward to sharing all of the things that I learn with you guys so that I can pass on my knowledge and kind of pay it forward, where if I learn something, you can learn something too. So subscribe to the channel. Won't hurt anything, right? Also, if you hit the bell, it will alert you when I upload something new, which is a pretty cool feature. I've done that for a few other channels, and it's kind of helped keep me engaged and keep me on my toes as far as what's going on. I made a really loud noise, so it kind of startled me a little bit. I thought that it moved. Nope, it's just getting in there. I think it's just deeper into the aluminum, so it's making some louder noises. So, be on the lookout for that. If it makes a loud noise, just check it, make sure that it's not moving anywhere. If it is, hit the unload or the pause button. Hit the pause button. That way you can check it and then unload it if it's doing something weird. Getting there. Almost. I hate when machines make weird noises like that. It scares you. It's like, what did I do wrong? Did I break it? Nope, didn't break it. We'll find out. Alright, almost 81%. It does tell you in design space right here, it says the tool may lift and spin. So, thanks for the warning, Cricut. I appreciate that. You should put in there that it may make some wonky, crazy noises. I've used wonky a lot this morning. I don't know why. Maybe I thought that I was British in my dreams last night. Alright, let's check it out. Alright, that looks much better. So we're going to unload it. Give it a little brush in there. And remove the tape. Pro tip here, always have a corner piece of your tape lifted or folded over so that it's easier to get off. Boom. And it's almost perfectly centered. I say almost because there's a little bit at the bottom. I could have gone over just a smidge, but don't know if you're going to be able to see that very well. There you go. Yeah, you can. Look at that. See what I mean? I could have gone over this way just a little bit more, but overall, I am pretty pleased with this. It keeps wanting to pick up my face and not what I'm trying to show you. There we go. So this is Proud Grandma exactly like it does on my design space, which is pretty neat. Alrighty, so that, my friends, is how to engrave a dog tag. You're going to use the same method for pretty much everything that you engrave. If there's anything that you are curious about on how to engrave, just drop me a comment and I'll do a video for you, alright? So until next time, my happy crafters, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the alert button, that way you know when I'm on, and we'll see you later.